These days I read a report proclaiming the consolidation of a new multispecies family model in which children are replaced by pets, particularly dogs. In Spain, the number of dogs, 9.3 million, easily exceeds the number of young people under the age of 15, just 6.7 million. In some places in Madrid, for example, the number of dogs is three times greater than that of children. Inevitably, this multi-species family model is favoring legal and social phenomena that until recently would have seemed like inventions typical of a work in the Esperpento literary genre. Couples who divorce establish shared custody agreements over their dogs. The wills give them a prominent place, in addition to organizing grotesque wakes to say goodbye to them. Evelyn Woolf wrote a fierce satire called "The Loved One", whose protagonist works in a company dedicated to offering top-quality funeral service for pets, burial of canaries, embalming of puppies, cremation of kittens, whose ashes are then thrown into the air by a teco-teco, etc. And on the anniversaries of their pets' deaths, customers receive a ridiculously card at home, decorated in a very festive way, on which they can read that their pet is happy in heaven, waging its tale. Less in favor of satire than of verbal attack, Leon Blois compares the graves in a cemetery for the poor, crude, completely abandoned, barren as ashes, to those in a dog cemetery that the rich built on an island in the river Seine, to bury their pets there with marble tombs, sumptuous monuments, and ridiculous epitaphs. So, Blois wonders whether foolishness is not decidedly more hateful than wickedness itself, and also whether it is the result of demonic idolatry or transcendental imbecility. Maybe it's the result of a combination of both things. Determined to catalog the diverse expressions of human love, C.S. Lewis dedicated himself to analyzing the nature of the affection we sometimes have for animals, through which we correct the atrophy of instinct imposed by our intelligence, our excessive self-consciousness, the innumerable complications of our situation, the inability to live in the present. But often this affection hides other intentions. If you need to be needed, and if your family quite appropriately declines to need you, a pet will be the obvious substitute. You will be able to keep him all his life needing you. You can keep him permanently infantilized, reduce him to the status of a permanent invalid, isolate him from all genuine animal welfare, and compensate for all this by creating needs for countless small indulgences that only you can supply. In this way, the pet becomes the outlet for our selfishness, a simulacrum of a child who doesn't complain, doesn't reprimand us, doesn't admonish us, and doesn't tell us terrible truth every now and then. Lewis stops short of naming the form of depravity that lies deep within this selfish affection for animals, although he dares to propose that those who find in animals a relief from the demands of human companionship are cautioned to check their real reasons. Much less temporizing than C.S. Lewis, Joseph Roth dares to present an uncomfortable reflection in The Capuchin Crypt. I have always had the impression that men who love animals direct part of the love they should give to human beings, and I realized how fair this assessment was when I casually noted that the Germans of the Third Reich loved wolf dogs and German shepherds. Poor ship, I say to myself. Today, this assessment becomes much sharper and more unpleasant than it was during the Third Reich, because our generation, which elevates pets to the category of children, children who cannot question us, cannot embarrass us, cannot accuse us, cannot spit in our faces, recognizes that human life is no longer inviolable, that not all human beings are worthy of our protection, not at all stages of their lives. As Chesterton reminds us, behind the idea of treating animals as if they were human hides the secret desire to treat people as if they were animals. It is the result of transcendental imbecility, but also of demonic idolatry. It is the emblem of an era without a future, condemned to the dustbin of history, which, evidently, will have the elegant aspect of that pet cemetery that causes Blois indignation, for degradation likes to express itself through mawkishness.